don't even want to imagine.
Whoa. Having like my hairline beginning from like here.
I'll wake up one morning and my hair will have fallen off, or it will cut in uneven ways, especially like it has no structure to it.
Getting my hair cut when they are undoing my braids.
Self-esteem would go down. It would take me a while before I get used to it and go out to the world, show people. I don't know.
I would feel so bad, so sad. I'll be traumatized for the first 3 months, and then I'll just buy a wig and wear it and keep hoping that my hair will grow back.
I've had hair loss for 2 to 3 years. It makes me feel less confident because hair is the crown of a woman.
I've had hair loss before, and what I did, the first thing I did, I went to my salonist, told her things are serious. We need to fix this.
So I see clients who've lost their hairline a lot, like about 50% of them have the same problem.
I get to attend to 3 to 4 clients, sometimes 5 in a week, who've got such cases.
I help them cover the area of hair loss, mostly because I specialize in weaves and wigs. So sometimes I recommend a weave or a wig. So if it's really extensive, like really bad, then I recommend a wig. Or they can just stop pulling their hair, or they can go for a transplant if need be.
I take action and discuss with them and advise them on what to do. If it's a medical case, well, I don't have the capability to identify exactly what can be the cause. So I get to tell them to go and see a trichologist.
I'm just hearing it right now. I've never heard of that.
Is it someone who deals with hair and scalp? Because we're talking about hair.
Are they those guys who come with like a magnifying glass and like look into my hair and see if it's cut or all that? I think I've seen it on TV, but I've never been to one. I have no idea what they do.
There are people who are specifically trained to deal with hair loss and scalp conditions. And when you visit a trichologist, their work is ideally to identify what is happening and what is the best way to treat it.
The first person, my go-to person, is my salonist.
I would go to my salonist first because I trust her.
I don't know. The internet. I don't have anyone specific.
The pain point is that most of the people losing hair have no clue that there are specific experts who deal with hair loss. And if you ask around, people will tell you they do not know who trichologists are.
What caused the hair loss was the braiding, doing the cornrows. It made my hairline recede.
The most common form of hair loss that we're seeing with women of African descent is what we call traction alopecia, which is as a result of mismanagement. And we actually call it self-inflicted hair loss. You go to Kenyatta Market, you find ladies lying on other ladies' thighs and they're rolling hair and twisting. And they're putting so much strain on the hairline. And what happens is that a repeated process of the same then yanks out or pulls out the most important part of your hair, which is what we call the hair follicle. The moment you lose a hair follicle, then you forget about hair. Hair loss basically cuts across women, men, children, or kids and mature people. What we've seen previously is that men tend to shy away from treating hair loss, but if you will look good, if you will feel good about yourself, it doesn't matter if you're a man, if you're a female, and hair loss is affecting you, then you need to get it sorted out. Then the other thing is that different ages. If it's a kid, kids lose hair to different issues and different conditions, as well as mature people tend to lose hair because of different conditions. So hair loss cuts across both sexes, and at the same time, people shouldn't really shy away. It's nothing new now. If you want to be well groomed, you shouldn't really watch your hair for. Then there's opportunity for you to seek the services that are required to fix hair loss.
There's no much difference between their hair and the normal type of hairs. The only difference is probably the areas that were affected that begin to grow. But they grow, once they start growing, they grow in a normal way.
I manage their hair differently. First of all, I wash them myself, like any other client who does not. They normally go to the sink and being washed with the shampoo. But with these ones, I wash them myself first because their scalp is a bit fragile.
Their scalps are a bit sensitive, and therefore the procedures during washing also calls for a lot of gentility. So we also recommend, or personally as I work on them, I recommend either someone that is very good and gentle on washing their hair scalps, and even the different products that are used on their hair scalps are a bit mild in comparison to the normal type of hairs.
I've tried treating the hair with tropical creams, but none of them has really worked.
It's important for people to know that there are lots of solutions available. There are lots of innovations that have come through to help people, so that if you're losing hair, depending on the cause of the hair loss, then there are a myriad of solutions that are available for you. One of the most interesting forms of hair restoration is actually hair transplant, which has been there for a long time, but now has really been refined into an art form, so that at the end of the day, the results are natural. Somebody wouldn't know that someone has gone through the procedure. There are no scars that are left behind, and somebody has the confidence to face the world. A lot of men who are having male pattern baldness, many times hair transplant is the only way really to restore their hairline. A lot of ladies also on severe forms of traction alopecia, hair transplant again is the only way one can be able to restore their hairline.
A friend of mine told me about Hair Hub. When I heard about Hair Hub and what they do, I was really excited and I thought I should try it. So I called, I got an appointment, I came, they checked my hairline, and yeah, they got to see what I was telling them on phone. And I got an appointment to do a hair transplant. And it went really well, and my hairline has actually grown back. And I'm really excited, as you can see. And now I get to do all the hairstyles I want. I feel confident. You know, when you're a woman, and you need beauty is hair on a woman.
Another very interesting form of therapy is what we call platelet-rich plasma, which stands for a form of treatment where we take the body's natural growth factors and use that to stimulate growth of hair. So hairs that are thinning away, the hairs that have lost their normal caliber. When you use PRP in full platelet-rich plasma, then you notice that these fibers gain in girth, they're thicker, they grow longer, and somebody gets the illusion of density on the scalp. So PRP is a very interesting form of treatment. It takes a short while. Somebody comes in 30 minutes, they are done. It can be a lunchtime procedure, and they go on with their normal activities of the day.
The best part of having my hairline back is that I can style my hair anyhow I want. As you can see, I have a small ponytail here. Before, I used to bring my hair to the front to cover my bad hairline. But now I can do pushbacks, can do braids that fill my whole front area, and they're not dense. So yeah, it's actually a nice thing to have your hairline back.
We are also very keen about where the world is going, and the world is really going the way of stem cell therapy, and therefore we are following up with what research is being done in the area of stem cell therapy, and we think the future of hair transplant will be somewhere between stem cell therapy, cloning of hair follicles, so that if you've lost hair and you have no donor area, you still can be helped. So the area of hair restoration is a fast-growing industry. many innovations coming through, and it will be exciting to see what the future holds for this very lovely industry of hair restoration.
Why I chose Hair Hub to fix my hair is because it's the only trichology center in sub-Saharan Africa, and to be specific, Nairobi.
It works. So I would advise women out there who are suffering in silence to seek help from Hair Hub.
I'm the Chief Trichologist at Hair Hub Trichology Center, and this is where the magic of restoring your hair happens as we restore how you feel about yourself.